Yes, I know Bob Vila has 3 arms. AI is great, it's so close, but it's not quite there. I'm going with 3-armed Bob Vila this morning. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the world you are at this morning. Hopefully the audio just kicked in. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good morning, Jeff. Welcome to the new Mortgage Hound studio. I know there's nothing behind me yet, but there will be. This room used to be periwinkle blue. It was a playroom for our daughter. She is now 12 years old. So I have taken over the playroom, turning it into the My Mortgage Hound studio. We're still gonna go back and forth between here and the beach, but we have commandeered the playroom. So got some cool art decorations coming up that we'll be hanging up, like this field spaniel representing My Mortgage Hound that was purchased in Paris a couple years ago. How's everyone doing? I have such a cool stream today. I'm wearing my Bob Vila flannel. We're doing a this old house edition of My Mortgage Hound. I have 3 very cool vintage homes. You guys want a sneak peek? Let's look at a sneak peek of a couple homes we're gonna be looking at today. Look at that beautiful home. Very cool. Another vintage home. So we're gonna be checking out these homes today. We're gonna go through all the pictures. We're gonna go through the mortgage options. So it should be a fun stream. Hopefully Details Home Inspections here today. I'd like to see what he thinks of these old homes. So yeah, everyone remember this old house? Am I the only one? Bob Vila. I remember being a kid watching it on Saturday mornings on PBS after the cartoons were over. Very cool show. They still have it. You can find it on YouTube. One of those free channels that are on the TV, like in the streaming section, have a 24/7 this old home. So when we bought our 1890 built home out at the coast, we would have that on all the time as we were doing projects and getting ideas. So great way to get inspired, even if you're not buying a vintage home. Check out this old house. All right, housekeeping items. Every week, Gavin Huckins over at Berkshire Hathaway sends over our market statistics. This is for Clark County in Southwest Washington. Very flat week over week, which I'm okay with. Okay, I have a question for everybody, which I'm going to wait till we get more people in the chat, but it's about the election. And I believe, and I'm not a big buyer into people waiting for the election up until the last 2 weeks. Okay, I really feel that there are a lot of people kind of, elections 3 weeks away. They just kind of want to see where things are going. So I believe that we're seeing a fairly flat market because of that. New listings in Clark County, 205, which is exactly what we had last week. That's good. That's a good inventory to be adding so we don't run into a supply-demand issue. We don't run into a worsening inventory issue. Pending sales, homes that have gone into contract but haven't yet closed. Flat too, down 1%, 189. I think that's good. We're seeing more homes listed than are being sold, which is good for our market. And then listings that have closed, 144, and that's down 19%. Also not a bad number. I think that's a good statistic. And we're starting to see that. If you go on your Zillow, you'll see a lot of $10,000 price reductions. Not that it's turning into a buyer's market, but we are seeing that seasonal, slower market where there's opportunities. And we'll talk about how to capitalize on some of those opportunities when we go over the mortgage options on some of these homes. Okay. Every time a real estate agent opens a lockbox on a home that's for sale, that data is collected, and that's what we're looking at here. Again, fairly flat. In Oregon, it's down 3.4%, not a significant change. And in Washington, it's up 4.7%. So again, fairly flat. As far as interest rates go, we're going to see that fairly flat trend. Okay. All the interest rates I use on my stream, I pull from Mortgage News Daily. Now, I am a mortgage loan officer. These aren't the interest rates my company is offering, but it does give you a good national average. Mortgage News Daily is not a mortgage company, so they're not selling rates, so you get a really accurate national average. 30-year fixed, 6.68. I think we were at 6.67 last week, so very flat. Government loans, FHA and VA, which we're going to look at both of those today, 6.13, 6.14, again, flat, exactly where we were last week. Our jumbo loan, 6.78. A jumbo loan is any loan amount over 766,000 until January 1st, then it goes up to 802,000, where my company is honoring that higher loan limit now. So any loans under 802 would be conforming. Any loans over 802 would be considered a jumbo loan. Again, nothing to be scared of. Look at the difference between jumbo and conforming right now. 0.1%. So there's no reason to be fearful of jumbo loans right now. I mean, it's really nominal, the difference in interest rate between jumbo and conforming. And that margin increases and decreases over time. Another fun fact about this being a former playroom, my daughter would always leave the light on, and so we put a motion sensor on it. But if you stand in this corner long enough, the lights turn off. So we're gonna have to fix that too. All right, you guys ready to dive into it? Let's go to our first house of the stream. Now, I go back and forth. A lot of times I have real estate agents send me their listings they want to feature. And sometimes I go rogue. I went rogue today because I woke up, looked at this red flannel, and I go, we're going Bob Vila today. So I picked all these homes out, but this one was kind of a showstopper when you're scrolling through. As you can see, it's a very well taken photo, okay? But it's a beautiful home. We are going to 17815 Northeast 182nd Avenue in Brush Prairie, 98606, 3 beds, 3 baths, 1827 square feet, listed for $724 by Leah Higgins with Berkshire Hathaway. We're sitting on a half an acre, built in 1920. Let's see what the agent has to say. And again, I'm looking at these homes for the most part for the first time with you guys. Okay, I want to get that first impression along with you as we go through the pictures. And since I pick these out, we can be as critical as we want without having to upset an agent. But we'll be critical when we go through these pictures. This agent says, experience the charm of this breathtaking 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath farmhouse in coveted Hawkinson schools. Brush Prairie Hawkinson's becoming really hot again. It's one of the last places you can get some acreage for a decent price in Clark County. Open kitchen features eating area, concrete countertops. Concrete countertops, love, hate, it really depends. So we'll see how those look. In the right room, they look really, really good. There's a lot of DIY concrete countertops that leave a little to be desired. So we'll see how these countertops look. Rustic open beams, everyone loves open beams, so we'll look at those. Gas fireplace in a 1920s home, so that'll be interesting. Vaulted living room, stunning floor. So we'll take a look at if it's original hardwoods or not. You know, when you're buying a home like this, you kind of hope that there's original hardwoods. So do the people remodeling it, right? They want to tear up the carpet and see those old hardwoods. Second gas fireplace. Third fireplace. Office space or a third bedroom. Second bedroom with a half bath, so we'll look at that. Covered porch, fruit trees, sauna, and shop with storage. So when you're looking at these older homes, the first thing I look at is the square footage. 1827, a lot of times these homes have a basement that somebody's finished, and that square footage they include in the total square footage of the house, even though it's not counted the same from an appraisal standpoint. So at 1827, I don't think that's going on here, but we'll take a look at that. Let's dive into some pictures. Oh, our chat window here is kind of disformed. There we go. Okay. So from the outside, love this pathway to the front door. You can tell there's fresh paint, new roof. You have an aluminum roof over the front patio. Look at that shop in the background. Looks like a gravel driveway up to the shop garage. So very good first impression picture. There's a close-up. Man, what a porch, huh? Look at those. I wonder if those are original light fixtures outside. Boom. So those look like real hardwood floors. What do you guys think about this wall? It's a brick wall. But from the outside, it's not. So it's brick on the inside. Very interesting. Love the ceilings with the exposed beams that are all painted. I'm okay with it being painted. And that brick is carrying over to the backsplash. That's very interesting. And that doesn't look like faux brick. It looks like real brick that's been painted to me. I like the countertops going to the ceiling, backsplash to the countertops, or to the cabinets. Sorry, the countertops aren't going to the ceiling. The cabinets are going to the ceiling, like the stainless steel appliances. And I think that the concrete countertop looks good. Cool little bench area by the window in the kitchen. That's kind of unique. Good storage. And I do see a vent register up here, which tells me we have forced air. That's another thing I look for in these older homes is how are we, what's our HVAC system looking like? Kind of a mixture of farmhouse, modern, and traditional, with those cabinets are very traditional. Oh, there goes our light. Okay, brick fireplace outside the kitchen. Love that. Gas fireplace, very cool. I wonder if at some point that was I'm sure it was a wood burning fireplace, right? I like how there's the dining area and a wall kind of separating the living area, so it's still a great room, kind of a hybrid. Man, how cool is that fireplace? Beautiful stairwell. There's our dining area. This home is very well staged. Okay. How cool is that living area? Love the bullet windows and the vaulted ceilings there. You can see the back side of that fireplace, that chimney comes out here. I mean, tons of character. Another beautiful fireplace, gas fireplace. Love the mantle. Yeah, very clean. Somebody's put a lot of time and effort into bringing this home current. Okay. This looks like a utility room with very, very cool tile floor. Good use of space. Now remember, we're dealing with just short of 1,900 square feet. That living area and kitchen are very large for that square footage. So we'll see where the sacrifices are made. Here's our full bath. Very well done. Beautiful sink. I like the exposed plumbing. Like the shower bath insert. Looks like we have cedar ceilings here. They did decide not to paint them with the heat register there. It's not very often you see a heat register, HVAC register in the shower. This is if details is on yet, which I don't think they are. Would you guys be concerned about moisture going up in that? I guess not. It's ducting, right? Okay, so here's their third bedroom / office. The closet doors look like original doors from the house before a remodel. Very, very cool use of those. And with a gas fireplace in the office. How cool would it be to make that the my Mortgage Hound studio? Okay, so this might be the primary bedroom because there's those vintage doors, those antique doors. Very cool to have a fireplace in the bedroom. Primary bath, wow. Very professional. This is not a DIY, right? Somebody had a background in designing that did this. Beautiful shower with a bench. Like the wainscoting. Okay, so we're upstairs, bedroom number 2. Very cool. So the bedroom number 2 does have a half bath. It's hard to see. We're still upstairs. I don't know if this is bedroom 3. This must be bedroom 3. Okay, here's our outdoor sauna, detached sauna. How cool. All right, I'm very excited to see the shop. I love the color of the stain on that shop. Now we have a detached garage at our beach house that's a dark brown on the outside. That's where we have our studio at the coast. I love that color. I might steal that color because we need to restain our garage. Beautiful color. Okay. All right, so we have a lift, a car lift inside the shop. So the question I would ask is that staying or does it go? Maybe you want that, but you may, if it's staying, I don't know if you're gonna wanna have to remove that. So that'll be a good question if you guys do talk to this agent. Very cool ceiling. Be very easy to turn that into a man cave, keep it a shop. Very cool. Okay, so here's our backyard. Covered patio, partially covered patio. Fire pit area. Look at that, porch swing. Okay, so it's not on 5 acres. It's on a half acre. It's not 3,000 square feet, it's 827, but it's listed at 725, and I think that is at the higher end of that range. I'm not a real estate agent, I'm not an expert, but that seems the higher end of that range, but they have really presented this house well, right? I can see this house selling at that price range. Move-in ready, straight out of a magazine, right? Good morning, Ben. Okay, what do you guys think? So in this house, I did 3 options. Did we lose our music? I feel like we lost our music. Oh, were we just in between songs? Okay. I did 20%, 10%, and 30% down to give us some options to see what we can do with our down payment. Now, when you're looking at these older homes, when you are deciding how much to put down, a lot of times you want to consider if you are going to need to put any money into the house. Obviously in this house, it's move-in ready. I mean, maybe you want to pour concrete in front of that shop, but there's not a lot of money needed to update or remodel the house. 20% down, our purchase price is $724. Loan amount would be $579. With 10% down, our loan amount would be $651. With 30% down, our loan amount would be $506. Interest rates, again, pulled straight off of Mortgage News Daily. National average for 30-year fixed this morning is 6.68. If we look at a payment breakdown, principal and interest with 20% down, $3730. 10% down, $4196. 30% down, $3263. Property taxes on this home are $408 a month. Homeowners insurance somewhere between $75 and $100 a month. Jeff Mays is on the chat this morning with the Mays Agency. He might tell you closer to $100 a month. I'm using 75 today, but just know that that number is going to vary depending on which insurance company you choose and what coverages you elect. Mortgage insurance, we're putting 20% down on this first scenario, so we don't have mortgage insurance, but if we did want to put 10% down and leave some money in our pocket, we're paying $108 a month for mortgage insurance. Now, this is not a loan we're going to keep forever, most likely, right? We need to be comfortable with these payments for the life of the loan, but chances are we're going to be refinancing this loan in the next 18 to 36 months, which brings me to my question of the day, okay? What are your guys' predictions for what's going to happen on election day? Who's going to win, and what do you think that's going to do to interest rates? Just curious. So many people are waiting till after the election, so I'm going to ask the question. No, we don't need to get political, but I want some predictions. What do you guys think is going to happen that week after the election? Now, historically, we haven't seen a change in the president affect interest rates significantly. I heard that a lot this week from different people. Oh, historically, over the last 20 elections, there hasn't been that big of a rate change. With that said, there can be a significant change shortly after, like for the next 3 to 5 days after an election. We saw that in 2016 when Trump won. We saw rates drop dramatically for a half a week. Okay? So if we are trying to time the market, which I always advise against trying to time the market, but if we are, maybe there could be an opportunity to lock in. Maybe that backfires on us and rates go up. So what do you guys think is going to happen after the election? So if we're not planning on keeping this, if we're anticipating a refinance, we're not planning on keeping this mortgage forever, paying that $108 in mortgage insurance isn't that big of a deal to me. Because I know that hopefully we're going to be able to refinance, remove the mortgage insurance, drop our payment. If we wanted to put more money towards our mortgage, that would be a great time to do it at the refinance. Okay, so total payment, if we're putting 20% down, $4213. 10% down, $4787. And $3746 with 30% down. Closing costs, here's our down payment amounts for 20, 10, and 30% down. We got our closing costs, $3691, prepaid taxes and insurance, around $5,000. So total out-of-pocket expense, $153, $81, or $225, depending on how much we put down. Now we could ask the sellers, there might be a little room to negotiate here. With a listing like that, those pictures, there's going to be a lot of activity. but you could come in and ask the sellers to pay your closing costs for you. I think that would be a good place to start. Okay, what do you guys think of house number 1? Here's our payment difference, by the way. With 10% down compared to 20%, we save $547. Compared to 30%, we save $1,000 a month. And then here's our cash to close. So you have some options of how you want to structure this. Make sure you're financing your home in a smart way. Okay. You guys ready for this old house number 2? Okay, 15616 Northeast 34th Street, 98682 in Vancouver. This home is not located too far away from Hawkinson. Kind of in the almost the Camas area. Okay, here's 205. So we're just east of 205. What street is that? The main artery there is 162nd. So kind of cool to have a vintage home in a very developed part of Vancouver where you have your selection of a ton of restaurants to choose from, movie theaters, Big Al bowling. There's a lot to do around there, but you still have a vintage home. $498, so a really hot price point. 3 beds, 2 baths, 2796 square feet. Now, like I said in the first one, there was no basement there. I haven't looked at these pictures yet. I'm gonna look at them with you guys for the first time, but at 2,800 square feet, I sense there might be a basement in there and that the agent's including that square footage in that 2,800 square feet. We will see, but know that an appraiser values basement square footage differently than main square footage. So that's one thing to look at, and that may be reflected in the price here at $498, 2,800 square feet. I don't care how old the home is. If it's brand new, that's a good deal. So built in 1946. So this is our youngest vintage home we're going to be looking at today. This home was listed by Lori Wyatt with Berkshire Hathaway. She says, vintage cottage with updates in a great location. Corner lot, lots of yard space, 7,800 square foot lot, fully fenced, gated parking area, carport, updated kitchen, farm sink, stainless steel, gas range, quartz countertops. Dining room opens to a large living room, pellet stove, laminate floors throughout, so we're not dealing with original hardwoods. We have laminate floors. Upstairs, owner's suite has a loft space. Fir hardwood floors, so those might be original. We'll see. Double closets, bathroom with double sink, tile floor, 2 bedrooms and a full bath on the main floor. So you have your primary upstairs, your 2 guest rooms downstairs, basement. There we go. Basement is clean and dry. Could be used as a flex space, storage, or potential guest room build out. The side yard is large enough for a potential garage, so no garage, probably reflected in that price. Okay. Let's take a look at some pictures. Okay, so there's our gated driveway. Pretty cool. Pretty low maintenance. One of the things I like about vintage homes is the very mature landscaping. So you don't get a lot of that here, but with that comes a lot of work that you don't have to do. Nice path up to our front porch. Kind of looks like stucco siding. I think that's stucco. So very low maintenance. Okay, our front door goes into a living area. Looks like we have fresh paint. You can see the laminate doors, nice big window. Nice living space. There you can see our pellet stove. So it's a pellet stove insert into the old fireplace. Ceiling fan. Hopefully you guys can't hear my stomach growling. Okay, so nice kitchen with a little bar there. Kitchen's a little on the small side, but that's okay. Looks like freshly painted cabinets with new countertops. There's that farm sink. I like the wainscoting in the breakfast nook. Okay, so this must be bedroom number 2 and 3 downstairs. Good sized bedrooms. Tile floor in the guest bath. Bedroom number 2 downstairs. Just a mirror image. Okay, so here's our primary loft area upstairs with those original hardwoods. It's too bad they don't have those downstairs. But very cool area. I wonder if it'd be big enough for a pool table. Okay, so here's our primary. We have ceiling tiles. It's interesting. Lots of character. Wow, look at that bathroom. Beautiful. Beautiful floors, nice window. Dual vanity. That looks like a Kirkland signature dual vanity, which is not a slam. Their vanities are very nice. Nice walk-in shower. Okay, I'm thinking that this square footage of this basement has to be included in that 2796 square feet. Right? That does not feel like approaching 3,000 square feet in the main house. All right, just got a message saying YouTube kicked us out of chat. If Jeff or Ben, if you could throw something in chat, see, make sure the chat's working. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why you got kicked out of chat. But with that said, this is a huge square footage area. I still see chats coming in, guys. Sorry, maybe refresh your screen. You can jump back in the chat. So lots of potential down here. This is where they have their utility room. Okay, we're in the backyard, covered patio. Lots of potential, right? You could put a little single car garage back there, would fit off of that driveway. There's our corner lot. Floor plan, always like it when they do that. Okay, what do you guys think? It's a beautiful home, but we just looked at an unbelievable remodel, right? So look at the difference in price. We went from $724 to $498, so over $200,000 difference in price. This would be a great starter home, or maybe a move-up home out of a condo. To get into a vintage home with that square footage at that price point is pretty good. That price point is pretty good for any house right now. Okay. Lots of text messages about chat. All right, okay, so in this option, I kind of went that first-time homebuyer route. These are not first-time homebuyer programs, but they're really designed for people that are getting started in home ownership. $498 is our purchase price. I have FHA, VA, and 5% down. So I just kind of structured these for as little down payment as possible. FHA interest rate 6.13, pulled right off of Mortgage News Daily. VA 6.14 and 6.68 for the conforming. We'll go through these fairly quick. FHA principal and interest $29.75, VA 0 down. For our veterans out there, $3,095. If we put 5% down, we're looking at $3,046. So here we're putting 3.5% down, but our payment is slightly lower than 5% down because of that difference in interest rate. That difference in interest rate, property taxes are 4 and 4, 75 for homeowners insurance, but that lower interest rate does come with higher mortgage insurance. Okay, so on FHA, our mortgage insurance is $219 a month. VA, for our veterans out there, no mortgage insurance monthly. And then for the 5% down option, $145 for mortgage insurance. So even though we're saving some money on our principal and interest, our total payment on FHA and conforming is very close, about the same. At $36.70, $36.73, VA $35.74. We go to our closing costs. You can see our down payment $17,430 on FHA, 0 on VA, and $25,000 on 5% down conforming. We have our closing costs and our prepaid taxes and insurance. FHA and VA have a funding fee. It's an upfront fee that's rolled into your loan. So you're not paying this out of pocket, but it is good to know that you're adding $8,800 to a FHA loan amount or $10,700 to a VA loan amount. On FHA, that is partially refundable. They prorate it if you refinance or sell the house within a certain amount of time. And this would be a great opportunity on this house to come in and ask the sellers to pay your prepaid and your closing costs for you. Otherwise, you're bringing in $26,000 on FHA, $86.91 on VA, or $33,591 on 5% down. But if you had the sellers pay your closing costs, this is what your out-of-pocket expense would be. So if we go back to our summary here, very interesting, huh? From 3.5% down FHA, 0 down VA, and 5% down conforming, our payments are almost identical. Okay. We have time for one more This Old House. If you're joining us late, this is the This Old House edition of My Mortgage Hound. I'm wearing my Bob Vila shirt. If you missed the intro, I'm going to show you guys again. I was really proud of this one. There's Mr. Bob Vila standing in front of a vintage home. I decided to make this last second this morning, and yes, Bob Vila does have 3 arms thanks to AI. Okay. All right, you guys ready for house number 3? Last home today. We're going back up in purchase price. We're at 4619 Northwest Washington Street in downtown Vancouver, 98663. Let me go straight to the map. So we're just north of 39th Street, so we are in the Lincoln neighborhood. Always has been a very desirable part of downtown. Lots of cool vintage homes, lots of good comps. So we're gonna see what this house looks like. 4 beds, 3 baths, sitting on a half acre in Lincoln, which is reflected in the price, but a half acre in Lincoln is very, very cool, kind of unheard of. 2402 square feet. Let's take a look at some pictures. Okay, Cute little house. There's some area here to clean up this landscaping, but it's got a lot of good curb appeal. You can see a detached garage back there. Interesting fence for the front yard. Man, look at that backyard. So we do have a basement here. Boom, right out of a magazine. Right out of This Old House magazine. Those do not look like original floors. Looks like laminate. But fresh paint. Staged really nice. Okay, so looks like they're saving some square footage here in the living area. Living/dining. Okay. Painted cabinets and tile countertops. Going for a two-tone look here. I think they pulled it off. What do you guys think? I'm not in love with it. But it looks nice. Nice range. Wow. Okay, back deck covered. Nice, very large back deck. That looks like maybe 20 by 20. There's our slider next to our stairs going down to the basement. Bedroom number 1. This is our primary. Nice vanity. Very well done. Okay, we're upstairs in bedroom number 2, bedroom number 3, bedroom number 4. So we have 3 beds upstairs. What a great family house. Okay, now down into the basement. This actually doesn't look like a basement. More like a split level. Very interesting. Nice big living area down here. So this is where our square footage is, right? This would be a 5th bedroom. Okay, is it just me or am I counting 6 bedrooms? It says 4 bedrooms. Full bath downstairs, utility room. We have a concrete patio covered by the deck upstairs. Very cool. Man, you can really see the half acre. This doesn't feel like you're downtown, does it? Look at this. Is that our shop? Whoa. Okay, so here, I thought this was a garage. This is a full living area. Like an ADU. It's a full ADU. With a little kitchen. Look at this. With its own deck. Very cool. So there's your half acre lot. Okay, a lot of surprises in this house. What do you guys think? Okay, we're at 9:45. We're gonna go through here this quick. I did this last week, save it to the end. We're looking at what's called a temporary buy down here. So nobody was brave enough to put their election predictions in the chat. It's okay, I understand. It's a very sensitive time. No one wants to polarize themselves. But if you are thinking that interest rates are going to continue to improve over the next 3 years, then I strongly recommend looking at a temporary buy down. A temporary buy down is where the sellers of the home are going to buy down your interest rate for the first 2 years. So you still are on a 30-year fix. Okay, this is not an ARM or adjustable rate. mortgage. This is a fixed mortgage. If we're putting 25% down in this scenario, you can put as little as 5 if you wanted. Purchase price $789. If we put 25% down, we're looking at $592 for our loan amount, 6.68 for our interest rate. That should say year 1. Let's see if I can fix that quickly. So on year 1, our interest rate is going to start at 4.6, bringing our principal and interest payment for the first year to $35.93. And then on year 2, our interest rate is going to go up 1% to 5.68 for a principal and interest payment of $39.58. And then years 3 through 30, we're looking at a total payment of $43.42. And we're going to ask the sellers to cover that cost of doing that, which is about $13,000. Okay, so sellers are going to give you $13,000 to buy down your interest rate for those first 3 years. And so we're hoping during this timeline, an opportunity will present itself to lock in an interest rate somewhere between 5.6 and 4.6, which there's a very good chance that'll happen. But if it doesn't happen, you are protected. Let's say the rates go up over the next 3 years. We're looking at 9% 3 years from now. Well, then you'll be very happy you locked in at 6.68. But this is a great way, especially if you're jumping up from a $2,800 payment to a $4,300 payment. You can save $750 a month the first year, $384 the second year, and kind of ramp up to give yourself some time to get used to that higher payment. And then, like I said, hopefully catch a refinance. So if you have more questions on the temporary buy down or anything you see on my stream, or if you see a house you'd like me to run numbers on, you can always call me, reach out to me. My information's in the description, or shoot me an address and I can throw it on the live stream next week. Speaking of next week, I will not be here. I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to try to get some content for you guys next Saturday, but keep your eyes open. I'm going to be starting a Mortgage Hound After Dark stream where we do the same stream we do on Saturdays. We're going to do it, I'm thinking, on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, probably around 7 o'clock at night. So instead of coffee, maybe we'll have a glass of wine or a cocktail, we'll see. And we'll have some fun, maybe make it a little looser. Maybe we'll do rapid fire. I don't know. If you have any ideas for the Mortgage Hound After Dark stream, let me know. Again, thank you. If you're not subscribed, do so. Give me a thumbs up, a heart, whatever it is on YouTube, a like. Yeah, go out and have a great weekend. If you're going to a pumpkin patch, we have a Halloween party we're going to today. Have a good time. Stay dry, and we'll see you hopefully Tuesday or Wednesday, 2 weeks from today. We'll be back on Saturday. Hey, Nathan, good to see you. All right, guys, have a great weekend.